So I just always encourage stepping out of your comfort zone and trying new things and seeking discovery because it's always rewarding.
Hello, and welcome to The Perch, where we highlight authentic voices, expert insights, and meaningful conversation. The Perch brings the Kinkaid School's mission to life through stories of education, leadership, and community. Let's get started. Welcome back to The Perch, my friends. I'm Mike Murray, and today we have a special treat for you. I will be turning over the mic to Kinkaid's head of school, Mr. Jonathan Eades, to take you through a fascinating conversation with two of our student leaders. Mr. Eades, the podcast is yours.
Well, hello, Kinkaid. We've got a very special podcast for you today because I've got two awesome seniors joining me today. I've got Lucy Dannenbaum and Harris Kirmani. And we're going to talk about leadership development in the upper school. We're going to talk about the big upcoming senior event season and a heck of a lot more as well. Harris, why don't you start us off and by letting our listeners know about your leadership roles at Kinkaid and then why you decided to step into positions like this?
Well, I came into middle school, to Kinkaid Middle School, and starting off, I wasn't really much of a born leader. I was kind of shy and nervous. And around high school, I decided to kind of branch out and try to become a leader and try to just be myself and see what happens. And that started with GovCo when I ran for governing council representative freshman year. And then I did it again sophomore year, junior year, senior year, now I'm student body vice president. And then I also, with the soccer team, freshman year, made varsity, really learned a lot from the older guys. And I was pretty shy at first, but, Coach Brooks and Coach O, they told me, this is your team now, sophomore year. And then after that, junior, senior year, became captain. And it was a great experience leading the team and just learning more about myself and my teammates and just pushing them.
That's fantastic. We're eager to unpack that and hear a little bit more about those experiences. But Lucy, first, let's hear from you. Tell us a little bit about your leadership roles here at the school and why you've decided to be bold and step into those roles.
Well, mine's a little bit different. I started in governing council my junior year as secretary, but I had always been involved in student council in middle school, and I ran for class president every year of middle school, and I loved student council so much. And then when I got to high school, I just got more involved with the Community Service Leadership Council, which I love so much, and it taught me so much about leadership and working as a group. And then I joined governing council officially my junior year as secretary, and the atmosphere and the meetings and the discussions, everything about it was so engaging and exciting, and I knew I loved it, and I knew that I wanted to continue, and I want that to be part of my senior year. And I was just thinking about, how I wanted to lead in my senior year and how much I loved governing council and how much I loved student council and being class president throughout middle school. And I just, after the musical my junior year, I was kind of part of the upperclassmen group as a junior, and that was the first time I kind of felt myself surrounded by lowerclassmen for the first time and felt really what it was like to be kind of stepping into the role of a leader and someone that's older in the group. And I was like, I think this is kind of for me. I think this is it. And I just really enjoyed feeling like a little bit of a leader at that point. And I thought, I think that running for student body president might just be my thing and something I want to do. And I just went all in, and I had the best time running. And that's kind of how I ended up where I am.
And I've also seen you lead in cheerleading as well, too.
Yes, and I've loved the cheer team so much. It's taught me so much about leadership.
Well, let's talk about it. Lucy, let's stick with you for a minute. You really are communicating how much you've enjoyed these leadership positions, positional leadership. Tell us more about that. Why has that been such a positive experience? What do you find rewarding about serving in these elected positions?
I think it's the friendships and the bonds and the meaningful friendships that you create, and just filling people's buckets and watching them fill yours. I mean, it changes everything whenever you really form a good, meaningful friendship within anything you're doing, your electives and your sports and your leadership groups. Whenever you just have such good bonds with everyone, it really just makes such a difference. And I think that is the start of leadership, and it creates respect and just really the best environment whenever you have good relationships
Love it.
in the group.
And audience, you can already tell these two students are representative of most Kinkaid students. We've got scholar, athlete, artist, and leaders. Harris, let's keep this thread going. Tell us a little bit about what you have found rewarding, and maybe you could also talk about a slightly different question after that about the challenges of leadership.
I would say what's been rewarding, kind of similar to Lucy, just the friendships and kind of, being able to create bonds with people I'd never thought I'd even talk to. Like freshman year, when all the new kids came in, I kind of made it a goal to just try to be friends with all of them, try to just have a simple conversation with them every day and just get to know them more. And I'd say also on the soccer team, being a leader, there were some challenges at first. Freshman year, I don't know if you remember, me and you we had a little meeting about what happened at SVC. And, I learned a lot about what it means to be a leader and kind of being a mentor to the younger guys. It's like an older brother, younger brother relationship. Like at the end of the season, we all like got together. We were all like, I was like really sad just like leaving them. And I always cherished their like bonds with them. It was like, they're like all my younger brothers. So if they help me be a better person, I help them be a better person.
Hey, Lucy, real quick, as our GovCo president and student body president, you lead assembly.
Yes.
Is that fun? Did you get nervous at the beginning? Do you still get nervous, or is that because you look very chill up there? You look like you're having a lot of fun.
Well, thanks to my parents who threw me in theater and dance and basically everything on the stage from a very early age. I feel like I was lucky enough to get that exposure to being on the stage and feeling like honestly kind of blinded by like some of the lights. I feel like once I did my panel as a junior when I was running, that was the scariest thing I've ever done. And I was like, I don't think it'll pass this. So by the time I got to actually leading the assemblies this year and doing the pledge, it was super scary at first, honestly, because I was like, everyone's paying attention to like every little detail or like thinking about how the president's acted in the past. So that was scary. And I definitely had to overcome the thought of that. But eventually I just realized that being myself and just being casual and friendly and welcoming, I think, was just the goal, and to not take myself so seriously whenever I'm going up, because I think I would see that in other people too. And I looked up to Maddie and Mason and Lindsay so much, and watching how casual they felt made me realize, what, I think that's just the name of the game. And even if I'm nervous, I just, that's kind of the demeanor and how I need to act. And it feels very casual now. So,
well, you crushed it every time. We've thus far been talking about positional leadership, captain of a team or elected student government position. How do y'all see from your experience? And Lucy, you're a lifer. Harris, you came in the middle school. But from both your vantage points, how does Kinkaid foster leadership development? How do we as a school, how does that happen? Because we're known as a school for cranking out leaders into the college world and then into the professional world. How does that happen beyond positional leadership? How do you feel leadership is taught or modeled for you guys at Kinkaid?
It honestly is modeled and began with just rooting everything we did in the 4 core values. Even starting in lower school, I mean, learning to just be friendly to your neighbor and friendly to your classmate, and also being, confident and respectful to them was definitely so important throughout lower school and middle school. And I think class discussion is kind of where you would step it up. I think that something as small as that was so helpful in learning how to have a voice in middle school. And then I think in high school, when you see the seniors and the juniors, like the upperclassmen that are so involved and lead so courageously, it motivated you to kind of feel like, okay, it might be my turn at some point, or I need to get involved with this. I think that every year there's always such a high standard of what really a true, good, and authentic leader looks like. And I think that's how Kinkaid really sets the standard for leaders.
Beautifully said. And you know what? Research will show that the very best way to teach and instill leadership is to model it. Role models. And that's what as a Kinkaid dad, I've loved is just different people that have fiercely, deeply impacted the leadership development of my kids. So Harris, does that make sense to you? And if it does, tell me one or two teachers or coaches or deans or somebody in your life here at Kinkaid that have helped inspire the best in you, particularly in terms of leadership, becoming a leader.
Definitely leadership. I think it's the people at Kinkaid, especially the teachers and peers, like I'd say from my example, teachers, middle school, Miss Leva, she was a very big influence on me. She gave me a lot of confidence to like speak out and be who I am. And then in high school, I'd say like honestly, all my Spanish teachers, they're just very great people. Senor Narbona, Dr. Garcia, Dr. Ruiz a few years ago now, Dr. Garcia, Mr. Call, Coach Brooks, Coach O, they've all made me a leader in a different way. Coach Brooks and Coach O, they've humbled me sometimes, when I need it. Honestly, all my teachers are just so sweet and nice, and they just really embody what it is to be at Kinkaid, just a genuine, authentic person, and just always do something 100%.
Well, I'm glad I didn't make you pick just one. So, Lucy, who do you want to give a shout out to? Who's got their fingerprints on the sort of leader and human you are?
I honestly can't pick. I have so many teachers that have really been so formative in leadership, and I have so many teachers that have been so formative in instilling confidence in me. I think a teacher that really made me feel confident and capable was my math teacher last year named Mr. Randrick. He came last year too, so and he just gave me a new lens to look through math through and made me feel just so capable, and like really for the first time made math feel like the type of class that you really truly can enjoy and see like the beauty of challenges within math and seeing progress after progress. I was like, man, I actually think I could be good at math. And it was really so gratifying. And I was so grateful to have a teacher that really just made it feel so possible, because I think that's so important. I think that confidence is number one in academics, because you have to trust yourself and believe in yourself to be good at what you do before.
Especially some you maybe didn't feel like you had that confidence before.
100%.
I absolutely love that answer, Lucy, because I'll never forget talking to a young alumna from the class. I remember her year was 1998 was her graduating year, and I asked her, what is the greatest gift you got from Kinkaid? She had an immediate, quick answer. You know what it was? She goes, confidence.
Yeah.
And I thought, golly, that's priceless. All right, well, let's talk about the senior class, the class of 2026. Lucy is GovCo president. You keep the mic here. Tell me how you would define this class, about their personality. Give our listeners some insight into y'all as a collective whole versus we've just been talking about y'all as individuals.
Okay, I would describe our class as very well bonded. And I also have noticed that I feel like we're very discovery seeking, and I've noticed that everyone throughout the years, especially in high school, has really tapped into trying to try something new, and has really dug into finding their niche and what they're interested in. I love seeing everyone find exactly what they're passionate in, because it's so obvious in every single leadership position or elective that people do what exactly they're interested in. And I think that's like so fun to see, what someone wants to do after. So I think that it's so important how everyone just wants to discover. But I definitely think that on a completely different note, we're so well bonded. And I've always seen that in all my classes, that everyone just is friendly to each other and can always strike up casual conversation. It never feels awkward or intimidating. And I think that's just because of the nature of our grade and the nature of the grades before us too. Everyone just made it feel so casual and fun, and I think that's so important to, there's no competition, I feel like, between us. Everyone's just happy for each other. Well,
and I would put to you that y'all as Kinkaid graduates will find that your relationships and your friendships will endure forever. Y'all will be each other's bridesmaids, groomsmen when you get your first job or have your first child or first setback in life. I mean, it's a Kinkaid person that you'll be with right there. So, Harris, with you, let's pick up on that bonded notion that Lucy talked about. You didn't start in pre-K or kindergarten. Was it hard to be new? And do you share that assessment now here as 2026 ends?
I'd say coming into middle school, I had about 2 or 3 kids that I knew. So that was always good because they came from my old elementary school. But this may sound crazy, but COVID actually helped me bond with everyone like even more.
Okay, now there's a new answer. Unpack it for me. Tell me.
So this might be different because I'm a guy. So when COVID happened, all my friends, like all of the guys, we just got on Xbox every day. And so we would just play Xbox every day for 6 months straight. And I literally, that's how I became best friends with the friends I have today. It's crazy. Like that's how it happened through COVID. It might have been different if we were actually in school. I don't know if I would have been friends with the same people, but it's going to sound crazy, but yeah, through Xbox, we all really bonded, and then we just kept being friends throughout there.
That's great. Thanks for sharing that. So we're entering senior event season, right? You just came off a prom, which I heard was fantastic. I know we've got field day that we just did, the 101st field day, and then obviously ultimately baccalaureate and graduation. So the finish line, you can see it, y'all.
Yeah.
It's right there.
It's crazy.
What are you looking forward to most in this remaining, let's just call it 4 weeks? I heard today there are only 3 Mondays left for you guys.
Wow.
But what are you looking forward to most in this last little leg?
Honestly, I don't think I'm looking forward to it. I kind of wish we had more time. I mean,
that's sweet.
I wish every weekend I've been with my friends, and we're just kind of like, we're getting a little sentimental every weekend. We're like, wow, we're really all about to leave and graduate, and it's just reflecting off the past few weeks. But I guess for the next 3 weeks, I just want to cherish every day, have a good time with my friends, thank all the teachers I've had over the years, and just, take it all in.
Powerfully good answer. Thank you. Lucy, what do you think?
I agree with Harris. It's almost like I wish I had more time. It's like I'm looking forward to, how fun it'll be and how bonded and just the experience of graduating and baccalaureate and all the dinners. I think that'll just be so fun, and it's going to be just like the ultimate, time that we're all together and really realizing this is it. Like this is the end. And I think that'll be fun for all of us because it feels so real. But at the same time, it's almost like, oh my gosh, I want more time. And so it's bittersweet because, it's during and it doesn't even feel real that, we're kind of ending this chapter. And it's like officially ending.
But a chapter, it's not the end. It's it's a new beginning. Like I said, those friendships and with each other and then with your teachers will endure for sure. Last question on the senior class, and then we'll move to our last segment. This campus has had a lot of construction and a lot of work during your time here at the school. Do you feel the physical spaces of Kinkaid have influenced your experience?
I honestly, looking at the TUS, thinking of how I was sophomore year, honestly, it being so tight and everyone was so close to each other it forced everyone to be with each other, and it kind of just created a way of bonding, and you see everyone all the time. And I honestly thought it was kind of fun. I mean, everyone's in the same small space, and that was fun. And honestly, I think that walking to the learning villages, I was in chemistry at the time, so we had to walk to the chem labs, the learning villages.
Yeah.
I mean, something about it was just kind of fun, and I don't know, it was kind of refreshing walking around all the time, and you had your route with everyone that was in your class, and I think that it definitely influenced, my bonds with my classmates and my teachers, because again, you see them all the time. But I think that as we transition into the new permanent upper school, seeing what y'all will have for a really, really, really long time after this. I mean, it's really amazing because I've had the most amazing year in the permanent upper school. The library is incredible and the classrooms are incredible, and they're just the most amazing learning environments. But I think that the temporary upper school also did a great job at, serving as an awesome learning environment.
That's great, man. As I said to my daughter, Lila, who lived out here with you guys, I said, this is still nicer than probably 99% of high schools in the United States. We were lucky. I also, Lucy, loved seeing the upper schoolers interact with the lower schoolers in an unprecedented way, because they physically weren't they weren't in the same stream, if you will, but watching the upper schoolers go across
really
campus
fun.
with the younger ones. Harris, same question. What do you think?
I would say like all the physical changes kind of reflect what our grade's about. I feel like we are a grade that can adapt really well because we're the only grade that has been in the old upper school, the temporary, and now this
I have
one.
not thought about it like that.
We are the only class that's going to be able to have that. So I think that really reflects how we were able to adapt as a grade. Because in the old upper school, we kind of saw like all the old traditions of like what all the older kids did. And then during the temporary upper school, it kind of felt like a college campus. So it's honestly a really good experience, like literally walk around the whole school at some points, and just, it was really a college like campus vibe. And then now we just have this beautiful upper school, and then just take it in last year and just enjoy. Honestly, I'm just enjoying the last 3 weeks in the senior center and the Lux. And, It's honestly, it's amazing.
Good stuff. Love that. Last two questions. First question will be looking back, and then my final question will be about looking forward, looking ahead. Let's start by looking back. Each of y'all, Lucy, we'll start with you. Could you let our listeners know about one or two max impactful lessons or programs or any additional people you wanted to talk about, but just really, and maybe another way I could ask you this is when you come back for that 25th year reunion, what's going to be first on your lips about, God, that was so great?
I think that if I were looking back and I were encouraging one thing, I think I'll go with like advice, I guess, first. And what I would always encourage is always trying new things and always putting yourself out of your comfort zone, because I found that at especially Kinkaid, it'll always be rewarding and gratifying and enjoyable, and you'll come out with so many new friendships. So I just always encourage stepping out of your comfort zone and trying new things and seeking discovery, because it's always rewarding. I think that if I was looking back at just exactly what was so amazing about Kinkaid, really, I have to go back to what that girl said. It really is instilling confidence, because that's something that you can't necessarily just wake up and get. You have to, it's kind of like the people make the place. The people made you feel accepted and welcomed and loved. And I think that that's step one at building confidence, because you feel, appreciated by such an amazing group of people, and you have so many peers that you look up to and so many amazing teachers that will truly pick you up. And I just think that's the key to having a good day every day, and having a good day attitude is, yeah.
Well, and I love your phrase there, the people make the place. We're very fortunate with all these great buildings, but it's the end of the day, what's happening inside them. Harris, what about you? When you reflect back as an old guy, looking back at your time at Kinkaid, what's really going to stand out to you as most impactful, or one of the most impactful things?
I mean, I guess some advice I would have is be comfortable being uncomfortable and just try new things and just, experience everything. Because if I stayed comfortable, and didn't do any of these positions and just kind of went through high school just how I would usually went through middle school, I don't think I'd be the person I was today, And also be yourself, like you have one high school career, like no one's going to remember what you did 10 years ago. Just do whatever you want.
Yeah, I feel the same way, like your GPA. I don't remember what mine was.
Oh, yeah.
I just remember about the relationships and the experiences. Last question, looking forward. College. That's what we do here at Kinkaid. Lucy, final question for you is, what are you looking forward to most about college? And it doesn't have to be just one thing, but what is getting you really excited for that next step?
I'm so excited to make new friends. That's just what I'm so excited about, because I love new friendships and, just like the conversations and finding things in common and new classmates. And I love just adding people to my life, and I think that that's going to be so much fun, because again, I think that the friendships that I have here, I will have my entire life, and I'm going to cherish them, and they're going to be my lifelong friends. And like you said, like in my wedding, but I'm also so excited to like branch out and meet so many new faces from all around Texas and even the United States. So I think that's going to be just so much fun.
New people in your life.
Yes.
Awesome answer. Harris, what about you?
I would say taking all the experiences and everything I've learned at Kinkaid and kind of applying it to college, like I guess just the confidence, the building relationships, the trying to find jobs, internships, like whatever that is, it applied to Indiana where I'm going. I feel like it's going to be really fun, and I feel like I'm ready.
Y'all are more than ready, and two of our finest. I'm proud of y'all, and we'll be following your college careers and your professional careers and your lives with great interest and great pride in the years ahead. Well, Kinkaid audience, thank you for listening in. Hopefully you've enjoyed this conversation. I certainly have. And to Lucy and Harris, you both truly represent and embody both Kinkaid's mission and our core values. And as I said, we all could not be more proud of you. And as you maybe have heard me say before, you never really leave Kinkaid. You're always a Falcon. So you want to close this out, Harris and Lucy?
That's a wrap for today. The Perch returns again in 2 weeks with our season finale, which you won't want to miss. We'll continue with new conversations and stories about education, leadership, and community. Follow the Kinkaid School on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Also, The Perch is now available on Spotify podcast platform.
Finally, check out Kinkaid's website and read the Falcon Flyer for more on how Kinkaid supports our students and our community throughout the year. Thanks again for joining us on The Perch.
Talons up. Go Falcons. Thank y'all for listening.
Go Falcons.